Welcome back to more Limbus Company. Canto 8, Part 2 is out now. How exciting. Got some other random stuff to take a look at before we press with the story. Wait, was that a dungeon? Wait. Oh, they're doing a dungeon for Part 2. Ooh. That's really cool. I really like that a lot, actually. Okay, I'm getting distracted, though. We've got some stuff to take a look at first and foremost, because we can hit the Claim All button and get the new egos. They are quite full of wishes. Oh, it's Gluttony? It makes sense. It's Rupture. I'm not super shocked by that. Those are full of wishes. Which of them dost thou desire to see come true? Yeah, it's a Gluttony, it's a he. Okay. Makes sense. Probably what I expected. And then Ishmael's Gloom, Unfelled Infinity. Unfelled Infinity, if your faith was emboldened, you should have cast those foolish doubts from your heart. Oh, and it's a Zayn. Would you look at that? First Zayn in almost a year, because it was end of May last year, huh? That we got, Cavernous Wailing Sinclair. Very cool. It is another Gloom, so it's same Sin Affinity, but probably different resistances and something, so there's definitely some usage for it. And then there's a bunch of random supplies, yeah. The rest of the good stuff is going to be later on, I'm sure. Well, I've got these new egos to take a look at. No Blink, Place Us In. Yeah, it's their funny quotes, wished out. I'll try and use both Dawn and Ishmael, in the Canto, just so we can see these funny egos in action. Yeah, look at that. What's the difference? Because Snag Harpoon is, it's Gloom Resist, Lust Sloth the Weak. What is Underfed Death Maggot? It's Wrath Resists, Sloth and Envy, weak. Okay. That's definitely different, so that's nice. Let's get both of these to max, and then we'll take a look at both of them. I was going to take a look, but I might as well bring it to max first, just so I can actually see it at its full potential. Cool. Let's see. Sin resources. Okay. It's 20 sanity, but only 4 resources. Sanity cost is always like a little bit worrying, because the good thing about base Saiyans is they're so cheap, both in sanity and resources. Luckily, I think this is the first time we've gotten a 4... Yeah, I don't think any of the other alt Saiyans, except for Leg or Domain, are 4 resources, right? Usually they're like slightly more. I might be like forgetting something off the top of my head, but like I'm pretty sure most of them are like 5. Like I think Bygone Days, for instance. Oh, Bygone Days is 6, right? Because it's 3 target. But like Blubber Bubble is more, right? That sort of thing. Yeah, that one's 6 as well. But yeah, this is already, it's high on sanity relatively, but low on actual sin resource cost. 10 plus 5, 2 coin, 3 target. I mean, a 3 target for 20 sanity, and this is not bad. Sanity event equal to the sum of the type of negative. I'm sorry, is this Rupture? No, it's poison, though. It's Gluttony poison. Let's see. First coin inflicts 2 sink, second coin inflicts 2 Rupture. So I guess it means it can make use of both the sinking and Rupture fragments, which is certainly something. 4 plus Gluttony or Gloom Res, inflict Centipede Venom by Resonance, max 5. Okay, so it's a little bit more. So it's equal to the sum of the types of negative on self and the main target. Huh. That's weird. Also, Avno is Centipede Apostle, which was, you know, the internal name, so it makes sense. So max attack 20, gain stack divided 4 defense level down next turn, round down to glint damage equal to stack and half of the stack rounded down. Upon death, transfers this unit's ally with none or least Centipede Venom stacks. Okay, so it's like a little bit of defense level down, a little bit of damage over time. Kind of like, it's not actually Rupture, which is nice. It's just kind of damage. Okay, that's cool. Corrosion, Centipede Venom, indiscriminately, yeah, 16 minus 7. Seems like a pretty similar corrosion. Not that you really want to corrode this much, if ever, since the benefits don't seem to be notable whatsoever. Yeah, the only difference is like the roll number, and I guess +1 offense level. Passive, whenever you inflict sinking, using attack skills gain offense level next turn. At 3 plus absolute resistance same conditions, gain 1 offense level next turn instead. Okay. So it's just some minor sinking synergy? Sure. Nothing super crazy, right? The actual Singing Affliction of this is pretty bad, but like, you're gonna run Ishmael and Singing Team most of the time because Molder Road works is real good. Okay. All saying is cool. Not sure how much use we'll be able to make out of this, but we're kind of running like a pseudo-syncing team, I guess. Maybe we could try I don't know. Time to look at Regidon, though. Okay, Enfeebling Talisman. So she's also got some sort of unique gimmick, so it's not going to be just straight up, like, oh, I'm a couple shards short. Whoopsies, that's the wrong thing. Pop like that's fine. I could use red boxes. I'll just pop like 30 boxes on Dawn, though. Cool. That's more than we needed to, but that's fine. Let's get this to max, right? Alright. So let's see. That's a weird cost, that's for sure. 5 Gluttony, 2 Gloom, 1 Pride, 1 Lust. That's weird. It's 4 different thingies, which I feel like there's a couple heaves that are like that, but definitely not the most common. Most heaves are like 3. Okay. Yeah, Fatal Week, okay. 16 plus 4. That actually can, like, do decently. That's actually, like, a decent, like, clasher, I suppose. I mean, not decent, but, like, above average for a multi-coin. I mean, it's a 2-coiner, so usually they're decent at clashing. Inflict, Talisman, based on Gluttony Resonance, do more damage based on Gluttony Resonance, inflict more. Alright, what does Entangled Curse Talisman do? Max 5, expires at turn end. 10 plus stack, when taking 30 plus damage from a skill, gain more Rupture count, take Gluttony damage equals Rupture potency on self. Once per turn. In fact, expires, gain attack power down next turn. Okay. So it's kind of similar to the actual talismans inflicted by so that no one cry in its fight. That being the fact that at high amounts it'll give you the attack power down, although it's only a little bit, right? Oh, this is Rupture based on Entangled Curse Talisman. I read it too fast. Okay. And a little bit of Rupture count too. That's fine. Corrosion, I assume, is going to be more of the same. Yeah, looks like it. 26 minus 10, 2 coin. That is a plus 5 offense level, I suppose, which is definitely not the most common thing. Okay, and it's just Old Wooden Doll. Target either has 15 plus Rupture or the unit deal critical and 1 defense level down. Does not stack with Old Wooden Doll. I don't know why they do this whole does not stack with Ego Gift thing. It's such a weird thing to do. Just let it stack, right? It's, especially for this one, this is not going to be game-breaking if you would stack it with Old Wooden Doll. Whatever, yep. I mean, this means that you can either use this as like a pseudo-rupture, or a pseudo-poise ego, or use it for the sake of the rupture. This is, I mean, plus 1 rupture count once, effectively, if you get the 6 Gluttony Resonance. I guess it's on 3 targets, so if they're all... Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure how to feel about this one. It's a weird gimmick. Curious to see how it goes. That's for sure. And we'll be able to test out a little bit here. I'm going to be running Lantern Dawn. You know, be able to give it a bit of a whirl, as they say. I think that's most stuff we wanted to look for. I got, C. Gregors. I got him upgraded. I could get Malfaust. I'll do a daily pull on her. I don't think I'm going to gamble. I could do like a 10 pull. I can gamble a little bit, right? I don't have an interest in gambling too much, but I've got a decent bit of supplies right now. Nothing. Let's send one more, right? I gotta get at least 1 3-star, right? Surely? No? I can gamble a little bit more. Alright. Never gamble, kids. I should have known. Oh well, I've still got enough lunacy for wall purchase, so I'm not concerned whatsoever. Let's take a look at the actual main story stuff now. Now that we've gotten all that out of the way, looking at the new egos, that sort of stuff. I don't think there's anything else super major for us to take a look at. Alright, hit this button. We've got a dungeon to go into. Second round of the family hierarchy evaluation. Very cool that we're getting the dungeon for the second part. This feels like a really good way to do it. Currently exploring regular checkup. Why am I currently exploring regular checkup dungeon? Sure. I don't know when I was doing that, but sure thing. Average level is lower. That's just because of these two, which is fine. Got that Lantern Yi song there just because he could be funny to kill off. I haven't really made any use of him before, but he's funny. Oh, the garden sorrow bearer, lamenter at the flower funeral. Flower rake in hand, teardrops in eyes. You carve blood-stained tears upon branches floral. I heard yesternight from the garden a song of grief, an elegy for a flower and a bird departing, availed not to hold the parting spring. Surrendered I become, heeding the endless woe sans relief. Surrendered witnessing. Oh? What's going on? It's his funny eye. Why is there red here? Doesn't look like blood. It's like a tentacle of some kind. Hmm? You understand now, child. There's nothing you can do. Is that his grandma? Sounded like an old woman voice. I don't know. Not a super familiar voice, but sounded old enough that it might have been her. Thus, in the silent, windless sands. Yeah, we can get another look at the funny H-Corp. I keep on saying P-Corp, don't I? H-Corp. I don't know why I keep on calling this P-Corp. I think it's because we got into some P-Corp stuff last Canto, but we didn't, like, fully resolve any of it, or get into it too much. So I've been striking me. If I ever randomly call H-Corp P-Corp, which is probably going to happen, apologies. I'll try not to. Stood only the desolate ruins of a building, swept through and thoroughly destroyed by a brutal, unsolvable force that was determined to leave nothing in its wake. Remember the day ruin came to the Kong family, who have brought this destruction upon themselves through their grave transgressions. To violate the laws of Hong Yuan is no tragedy. As such, it warrants no pity, only humiliation and scorn. This site of history stands as a monument to the inevitability of karma. So this is this the annihilated Kong family's building? Ishmael asked Tonglu, having read the plaque on the building. Also, I want to point out the fact the whole doing dungeon midway through was something it was something I was hoping they were going to do in Canto 7. I thought they'd make it so the haunted house or something would end up being the dungeon. Or not that I thought, but I thought it would be cool if they did it. Shame it didn't go that way, but at least they're actually going with this now. I think this works better, because I feel like a dungeon is much more suited for middle of a Canto than end of the Canto with just how it works mechanically. Yes, it is. And it's no longer in use. So everyone inside this building must have been... what kind of transgressions could they possibly have committed to deserve to be destroyed like this? What did they do? Assumably it was something in the pursuit of immortality, especially based on how the elders reacted to Dante's revival thingy. The Kong family must have figured something out, something not great. Also, I don't know if I noticed this last time, but you can see a group of spectators or something that are assumably watching over the second round. If there was something to lay waste to a building of such magnitude with such totality, it cannot have been a mere strife between syndicates or fixers. Something must have happened here, nothing less of a war, to leave these ruins behind. You're right. It was unusual, even for the city. And that's because the head was here. Hong Li replies like it was the most obvious answer to a complicated question. The head. I guess we also really haven't gotten much, head exposition in Limbus, right? There's really been, some brief mentions here or there, but nothing super, solid. This could definitely be the time where they talk about it a little bit in Limbus, right? So the Kong family broke a taboo. And the sweepers came to clean up anything that was left behind. To erase any sign of whatever it was that violated the taboo. Yep. Sweeping it up after Garion went through and trashed the place. The head must really be a terrifying entity if the mere mention of it could cause the sinners to shrink so much. As if we were ambling aimlessly with this revelation. Welcome to round 2 of the evaluation, brave contestants. Is that like Barber VA? It might be. I don't know. Definitely sounds familiar. A disembodied but sonorous and excited voice broke the silence through the speakers. As there were numerous complaints regarding the possible partiality issues. With our previous host, please understand that I will be taking over the host with the start of the second round. Interesting. Looks like this Jia Zhang got kicked off from the host seat. Oh. Right. That's funny. Too much favoritism towards Honglu, I suppose. Oi, hold on a minute. Up there, are they? Don't tell me we've got a live audience. What initially appeared to be a dilapidated rooftop was revealed to be where the spectator seats were installed. They were filled to the brim, to a point where I couldn't spot a single empty seat. It would be reasonable to assume that they are indeed spectators, considering the way the seats are arranged. I wonder if this also means we'll have to deal with some Abnos in second part 2 if the dungeon is here. I think that's pretty reasonably likely. Or like Centipede Apostle if nothing else, right? I'm not fully sure. I think there's a decent chance the, I guess we still don't know what the name of the, Tarnished Blood, Abno is. But whatever that is, there's a decent chance that ends up being the Railway final boss, if it's anything like last season. We don't know for sure, though. And we've already fought So That No One Will Cry. Not sure if it'll actually show up here? It could, if it's relevant, but I don't know. Because the So That No One Will Cry egg should be at Limbus headquarters. There shouldn't be a way, like, N-Corp or someone got access to it. I think So That No One Will Cry is here just because there's going to be, like, talisman monster-y stuff. I think, like a Zhue Pan fight would make a lot of sense. He's, like, the talisman rep, Q-Corp stuff. There was some unfortunate trouble in the first round, yes, but hey, this is our once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to watch the family hierarchy evaluation live and in person. Is it worth it, or what? We want to give as many people as possible the opportunity to witness the history in the making. Alrighty then, before we really get the game rolling, please give the contestants a round of applause and cheer. And then meet this challenge as their best selves. Yeah, woo, yeah, woo. Holy mackerel. Such a funny phrase. They're sitting on their arses, popping popcorn in their mouths while we're stuck down here. I'm sure they've been placing bets all night. Of course there's gambling on it, yep. Maybe that's like Hanafuda's relevancy, right? Since Jiang's office was like kind of like a contract office type thing, similar to like Uvi stuff managing gambling like stuff. I want to say, I don't remember. They were related to J-Corp though, working to like collect like the debts of like debtors. The gambling. Who knows? Though I doubt many of them bet on us. They'll regret that. They sure will. To some degree, I don't know. It depends on if they're betting on, like, us winning first place, or if they're betting on whether or not we, like, straight up live or die. We're still indoors, right? Didn't we descend deep into a basement even we did ride a lift upwards? How come there's a blue sky above us? It's very fake, that's for sure. Kind of reminds me of whatever was going on in SEA, right? With, like, the little, like, invisibly barricade, like, splitting apart the nice part of the beach and the ugly part of the beach. That was a bit different, though, because this seems to be a fake sky, while that just seemed to be, like, a see-through barrier. I don't know. Honglu explained that we're still within the subterranean area of Hongyuan, but most of the time I was having a hard time believing that with a pale blue sky above them. This is a practice limited to the affluent class of Hongyuan. Many have taken to installing artificial environments within their rooms. In fact, there are several buildings within Dagwanian decorated in much the same manner. Yes, the road taken to visit the elders is similarly decorated. Always so sunny and green. And it feels more like the outside than the actual outside. I guess that'd be true for someone who grew up with that, like, fake outside being his idea of outside. So what's, that? Oh yeah, the parasol. I realized that what the rodeo I was looking at was a parasol. It was installed in such a random place that I doubted it was actually there for anyone to sit under. Oh, that's a parasol! Oh, of course, why didn't you say so? I know what a parasol is, alright? I'm asking what that old thing is doing all there on its own. Honglu tilted his head thinking. A real big shot who brought the claws watched the whole thing from that seat. Okay, so Garion didn't even, like, partake in it whatsoever, did she? That definitely makes sense. Just sent the claws in and just sat back and watched. I think that's more or less what seemed to be happening anyways, right? The four houses left the parasol there because it's a reminder. They want to be a lasting reminder. A warning for the remaining houses, too. Reminder? Reminder for what? That we mustn't seek what is not permitted to us. Yeah, very weird. I keep on seeing, like, I know that's very obviously not what it is, but I keep on seeing this as, like, an inverted Eiffel Tower or something in the background. I don't know why, it's just... And it's, like, it's a scary idea, and definitely not accurate whatsoever, but... I don't know. That we should know our place, live the life we deserve, and part from this world the way we deserve. Said the elders. Alright. Shall we enter now? Well, we all gaped about like fish out of water in this unfamiliar environment. Honglu casually walked ahead of us into the building like he was out on a mundane stroll. I know you said you heard it all from the family elders, but... You saw everything that happened here, didn't you? All of it. Honglu paused and turned around. Yes, I probably did. I'm starting to have less and less ideas to what his smile really means. He probably did, Very interesting way to say that. Okay, how is this map gonna look? Memory of Conflict Annihilation. Honglu's level is 55, up 10 threads, maybe super. Okay, yeah. The standard. Coins. So I assume we can... Is it hidden or can we see it? We can kind of see what's going on below. Okay. Oh, that's like the little coin thing they shoot in the trailer, didn't they? This is very interesting, that's for sure. It looks like it might be a little bit more dungeon, like, built, like, than anything we've seen since, like, Canto 3. Because the Canto 5 and 7 dungeons were super linear. The Canto 4 one was basically linear. It was linear, but in a way that tried to make you feel like you were losing your mind. And the Canto 3 one's, like, floor 2 was, like, actually open, so... Canto 3 is, like, the only time we've had a proper open one. Maybe this is like that? I actually don't know. Based on this whole, coins thingy, we're gonna need to get a certain number of coins? I don't know. 3 coins. Oh, we need to get 3... Okay, it's gonna be like that. There's gonna be... God, scary loading screen. It's gonna be there are a bunch of coins scattered around, and if you get, like, 3 of them, you proceed to the next round. I think I did make a joke about, like, one of the rounds being like that in, when I was doing part 1. Like, it's gonna be like, oh, there's, like, everyone's gotta find, like, the invitation or something in this area, and you gotta fight over it. It's like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Part 2 thing, or Season 2 thingy. It's also done in, like, so many media, that's just what comes to mind first. The results of the second round of the family hierarchy evaluation will become the final results of the event. In other words, the contender who comes first place in this round will come our next honored and venerable hierarch. Really? Oh, that's interesting. Just, like, straight up. Whoever wins, like, the second round is crowned the hierarch? There's definitely more to it, I don't know. Ah! As I speak, I've been informed that all the candidates have all arrived safely to their starting positions. I really wonder, is this host person going to ever end up being faced? Or are they going to be a faceless person just narrating this entire time? I don't know. I'm very curious on them. Well, now, are you ready to get round 2 rolling? That kid was the only one who gave an enthusiastic reply. Ahem. Now, what must be done? This is our tournament arc, huh? Whack the first, we see, what else? This is supposed to be a simple battle after battle, innit? Oh my. Okay, we have some hot-headed contestants here, preparing to go even before my introductions are complete. But don't you think it'd be helpful for you to hear the full set of rules and regulation before getting into the game? That would be a little helpful, yeah. You heard her. Dear candidates, please inspect the area near entrance points to locate a bundle of coins with a rope threaded through them. Okay. Oh, this must be what the voice speaketh of. What might be the purpose of these round curiosities? Money? Hey, there's that familiar jingle jangle. Maybe it's some sort of local currency. Guys, the host just told us to let her finish, didn't she? Yep. And now, those coins have become the most important thing in the world. Want to know why, friends? That's because, from this very moment, these coins represent how much life each of the candidates have left. Life tokens, if you will. Okay. Ah, thou must make haste to take those tokens of life, Long Honglu. Thy life dependeth on thee. Blood drained from Don Quixote's face as she hastily tried to return the bundle of coins to Honglu, but he looked as she snatched it out of her hands. Let me see that, lass. These look like coins, but aren't actual cash. So how are these life tokens again? Is this going to be old H-Corp Singularity bit? By now you must be wondering something like, how are these life tokens again? And you'd be absolutely right to ask that question. Is it going to be something like old H-Corp Singularity was able to, like, turn, like, some literal, like, wealth equals life sort of bit? Right? The money is equal to how long you live, how long you can live for, that sort of bit? I think that makes sense. We'll see. Let me explain the rules of the second round of the family hierarchy evaluations. It could also be purely symbolic, and I'm getting like far too deep into it, but it definitely sounds like a very PM thing to do. Each candidate must keep their coins secured by the rope threaded to them and attach the bundle to their waists. Okay. Hiding them, swallowing them, hanging them, only some of them are on your waist and keeping the rest in your pockets. Basically, any behavior that does not allow them to be on full display at all times is cause for disqualification. Okay. So assumably, you don't need to kill someone in order to get them down. You just need to take... Either destroy or, like, take their life tokens, right? I guess we'll see what the specifics are. But usually killing is just the easiest way to do that. Disqualification. Oi! Take this rope now! Quit faffing about and tie it round your waist! Weren't you the one who snatched it away? Each of you have been given 3 coins at the start of the game. If you lose all of your coins, you will be immediately eliminated. Okay. 3. I see. So my initial idea wasn't correct after all. It's your life points, right? Young Ishmael, thou must tie the desperate knots around the bundle of coins. Never let this knot be undone. Aw. The funny Queequeg knot. Yep, working on it already. Aha, I don't think there's any need to hurry. In the second round, you have a total of 2 hours to collect as many coins as you can. You might want to get on with it, because the candidate's rank will be decided by the number of coins they each have. Okay. Aha. So that's how I'm supposed to hang it. Oh, be careful with that. Kinda sad they didn't make some minor adjustment to the sprite for it, but it also doesn't matter that much. Relax. Shoot a sword cutting through it, it's staying put. I've seen to that. 3 coins now hung from Honglu's waist, threaded by a rope. And with that, the second round of the hierarchy evaluation commence! The second round begins and the 2-hour time limit begins the countdown. Okay. A lot's gonna happen here then. We're gonna have to go up against a lot of the random people. Honglu deals 0.5% more damage for each coin. And we have 3 of them. Okay, so we get to 1.5% damage increase. That is such a small number. I guess it depends on how many coins we get, but like... There's like probably... I don't know. Okay. It's just saying first, second, and third place here. I assume it'll change based on, like, what we know. Question mark, assumably it'll say the respective faction once we actually know what it is. I have no idea what the Chinese characters say, though. It might just mean, like, first place, second place, third place. I know that's what, like, the 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines means. That's, like, a 1, 2, 3, but we'll see. We might not see temporary lines. We make a temporary lines with Zichon. Or maybe, like, that would make sense. If we can get Zichon to, like, temporarily join us again, it would be funny. One thing to keep coins as safe as possible for any candidates we might come across, but it also means that it'll only mean gaining more coins by taking them from the other candidates. Good point. Let's run forward a new rule mid-game, which also prioritize taking as many coins as we can from the other candidates. Yeah, the hosts of the ranks are decided by how many coins we have. I guess also Bao Chai might show up, and she might be the one we temporary alliance with, but also if that is the case, she definitely seems very shady, so I wouldn't trust that as much as Zichon. The subject of the first round of the hierarchy evaluation has been an open secret for a long time. To find a clue towards freedom from aging and death. However, the only information that has been made public regarding the second round of the evaluation is that there will only be a martial contest. Indeed, there may be a secret rule or rules that the host is intentionally neglected to reveal to us. However, it is of high likelihood that, in terms of informational advantage, all participants in this game are equally under-equipped. We can hope, but, you know, there's gonna be people playing favorites. This leads to prediction that, should we engage in our usual form of confused brawls, we should at least place somewhere in the middle of the pack. Don't be such a downer, Fao. We gotta make it to the top 2 at least so we can get what we came here for. Well, at least we're not under attack yet. And he's gonna jinx it again, that's always how it goes. Sinclair gingerly scouts the surrounding area, anxious that another candidate might suddenly jump out of nowhere and snatch all of Honglu's coins away. No enemy movements detected. Yet. Otis mutters something as she marched forward, on high alert and standing protectively next to Honglu's bundle of coins. Not sure if it's a good thing, but at least a huge site is building means that we won't be running into other candidates left and right. Just how many candidates are there? We know there was, what, 33 entrants in the first round, and probably at least half of them, like, died, right? We know of, like, 7 people that passed and, like, 7 people that, like, died straight up, and it's probably more than that that just straight up died. So there's probably only, like, somewhere from, like, 10 to 16, I'd guess, right? Something like that. Also means that, like, the maximum amount of coins you can probably get isn't gonna result in a very big damage boost whatsoever for Honglu. It's 0.5% per coin. Peeping machines. They're everywhere. I'm seeing some people making strange uses of the camera up here, but please be informed with this rule. You break a camera, you pay up with a coin of your own. Darn. We're forced to be watched. I'm pretty sure she just made up that rule. We should be able to keep moving by following this hallway. Yeah, I don't think any other, like, person would have actually wanted to destroy the cameras, but Ryoshi just doesn't like it, right? Despite everything, Honglu still remains calm. Honglu, you've been here before, haven't you? I have, but I don't suppose any other candidates have. Oh, except Big Brother Chu, maybe. Yeah, it makes sense for him to be here. Besides, anyone who's ever set foot in here is already... Honglu stopped. At least we won't have to worry about getting lost, so that's nice. He was absolutely about to spill something before he decided to bite his tongue, right? So guys, I have this weird sinking feeling that it just can't seem to shake. Daguanyan. That place was huge, right? Like, stupidly huge, right? Like, think about it. We tried to run on that palanquin before we got anywhere near Honglu's room. Yeah, apparently they have deer frogging in the garden, a whole lake to themselves. Right. So why are they holding the family hierarchy values in some creepy abandoned building like this when they've got more than enough space to spare there? Simple. Art deserves an exhibition of equal extravagance. Okay, but why? Why drag us all the way out here? It's almost like they're trying to show us something. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Whoever's gonna be, like, the next, like, family, like, hierarch would need to be well aware of the past, what happened to the previous H-Corp. So they're just showing a bit of the horrors to, like, teach them. Show us what? The pride and glory of Daguanyan, and cautionary tale of the House of the Kong family. So the perspective of hierarchy and the other candidates will be reminded of their downfall. Smoke? That's my first thought, really. I mean, what else could it be? This guy's got very smoky design, though. Like, that is just smoke hair. Who are you? We weren't asking you, intruder. Here to ambush us? Who do you work for? The senators all immediately took a defensive stance at the sudden appearance of a different candidate. Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not here to fight you guys. Saw you guys earlier, back during the first round. I saw that instant healing method of yours. I'm guessing that's what you used to get past the first round of the Hierarch War. Do you know this guy, Honglu? Nope. But I think he's from the Wang family, though I haven't exchanged many words with him before. Wang Zhao. Not surprised that you don't know who I am. It's not like I gave you much chance to get to know me. I was always the type to prefer sitting in my room passing the time reading books. Don't tell me we're teaming up with this random guy. So weird if so. If he's not here to fight us, is he here to make an alliance? Ha, listen here, fella. We're not here to make any friends, alright? We've had enough bad experiences with it as is. Yeah, basically anyone we've ever, like, teamed up with has betrayed us except for Zichun. Zichun's, like, the only person we've ever, like, teamed up with who hasn't betrayed us or, like, immediately died. So... It's not a good track record, right? Yeah, totally. I get you guys. I'm not here to make an alliance either. I just thought that maybe we could at least travel together, given that our adult goals don't seem to clash. I'm not actually looking to become the next hierarch. My goal is, how should I put this? Are you here to explore the Meta H Corp? More like wanted to become a Bao cannon in a game of Xiangji. I have enough self-awareness to know that even a Jew chariot is too much for me. I don't know. Let me give you a demonstration. Catch. Is that the one, like, chess-esque, like, Chinese game? It might be. Merso Devi snatches a coin out of the air with one hand. Dang, nice catch, Mer. This is this a real coin? One of those life tokens or whatever? The whole, like, not, like, revealing... The whole, like, thing that they're talking about, how the fact that they definitely are hiding a lot of information from everyone definitely makes me think if you run out of coins, you just die. I don't know. Life tokens is too sketchy a name for that not to be the case. Feel free to bite into it if you don't believe me. Imagine just having a chocolate coin instead, god. Oi, bite into it! That method of material discernment is ineffective for coins not made from soft metal such as gold. Why would you just... Are you sure this is a good strategy? Well, I'm sure our dear host has something to say about that. Host's voice buzzed from the speakers not long after Wang Zhao's reply. Aha, Canto's willing it handed over his coin to another. Yes, of course. The candidates are permitted to trade coins and favors amongst each other without necessarily having to take them by force. You may use it to convince others to do your bidding or to use them to formulate various other strategies. Yeah. Considering to use coins as representative tokens is now symbolically appropriate. The host doesn't immediately catch on to what's going on, huh? It took her a moment to realize what Ryoshu was doing in front of that camera, too. I mean, assuming the host is watching everyone at once, it kind of takes a minute for her to catch up to anything. Highly discerning observation, executive manager, feels that she chimes in to add commentary based on the actions of each candidate. It is to keep the audience informed on the actions of the candidates. I knew it. We don't have to take the coins by force after all. Wang Zhao muttered with some satisfaction once the speakers fell silent again. So, would you like to have this back now? Don't worry about it. Consider my token of appreciation for helping me figure out the game. Interesting. Sure. Thanks for the coin, I guess. Are you sure it's a good strategy to just give away your coin like that? Probably not if my goal is to come in first place. But like I said earlier, I'm more of a prey animal than a predator. Very sketchy indeed. Very sketchy. Prey animals like myself have to remain highly aware of their surroundings and observe. And once you get good enough at that, you'll see which prospective candidate should hold the most coins. And that's my strategy. Oh, and that's us, huh? Saying that we're the team that deserves to hold the highest number of coins? Hey, I'm starting to feel pretty optimistic. Gee, it's quite real refreshing to finally have someone recognize us like this, you know? Or is he saying that we're also the prey? He's trying to butter us up. This man is another boring old wheedling schemer. You still mad about King Tao? Is that so? Still, we're already at 4 points from the get-go. I'd say it's a good start, huh? You might actually end up coming in first place at this rate. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. So, what do you say? Informational advantage can be a pretty significant variable this early in the game. I follow you, seek my chances, and feel out the game while you gain information. It's a win-win, right? We both get what we want and we'll go our separate ways when the time is right. I don't trust you, but you seem interesting, right? Especially if you're like... Are you gonna tag along with us? Is that gonna be the bit? It might be, right? If so, and if this guy uses smoke, we could get him as a 3-star identity, question mark? And he might be our first smoke identity, question mark? I don't know. Maybe I'm coping too much, but like smoke real question mark. What should we do? I don't think he looks agile enough to stab us in the back and steal our coins. Sinclair asks, giving Wang Zhao a side eye. I think he makes a decent case. It's not like he's offering us an alliance out of the blue. Like he said, I think it's a nice win-win strategy for both parties. Ishmael's like, yeah, this checks out. Otis is like, I don't trust this guy, but whatever you say, manager. The decision is yours, guy, manager. It does not seem like he has any alternative motives. Perhaps we could use our superior numbers to demand more coins from him in return for letting him accompany us. Yeah, you driving a hard bargain, Otis? A net profit of 1 additional coin has already been secured. If alliance with this individual causes you concern, it'd be a rational choice to simply cut ties while we are ahead. The senator's arguments all sounded pretty reasonable, so I tried to single Hong Lu the actual Canto family for hierarch war, but... Any thoughts on this, Hong Lu? I think they all sound pretty nice. Alright. You gotta learn to, like, make decisions eventually, Hong Lu. His reply is terse, cheery, and thoughtless. It seems to me that he's still unwilling to make a single choice. Let's accept his offer. Otis, please keep an eye out for any signs of betrayal. You may place the utmost faith in me to carry out that task, Executive Manager. Let's do this, Wang Zhao. Okay, Jabayu. Let's. So, are you still the favorite child of Dagwanian? Jabayu extends his greeting to you. Gem of the Jia family, Kong family past. Ah, welcome, little Bayou. It has been a while, Bayou. Just checking, just check. I feel like I've been checking that a lot, but I'm just curious, right? You can also see the building, like, in its, pristine state here. Very interesting. Answer them, Bayou. You're a good boy, Okay. Still as pretty and lustrous as always. He truly is the unchanging, precious shade of the Dagwanian. You must be so happy to have him, Venerable Jiamu. Aha. So he's that Jiabayu kid. Really? I thought he'd look more special, I guess. He's actually pretty unimpressive if in person. Oh yeah, Mom told me about him. Shush, child. You can't just talk to him. Ah, I think you just looked at me. Yeah, he's been placed on quite the pedestal from a young age, eh? So why do they all love him so much? Dunno, maybe they painted his insides with gold or something. It was meant to be loved and coddled by everyone the moment you're born. But why does he look so gloomy? That child will never suffer once to his dying days. Yeah, and I envy him for it, but I don't know. I don't know why he's such a smileless child. Indian married for Clockhead's eyes only. Why can we see it too? Is it because we're at the H-Core building itself and it's like gonna be resonating or something weird, right? Huh? You saw that too? Have they ever seen any of them before? I guess it's not always like obvious how many of like those sort of flashbacks the others have seen. I don't know. It appears that the gradual recurrence of the gold bow has expanded Dante's ability to peer into the fathoms. Oh no, it's thanks to having more golden bow stuff. Now Dante can project like other people's memories into more people's heads, I guess. I don't know. Is it? I'm not so sure myself. That is enough for now, Dante. Okay, so it might actually tie to the H-Corp stuff, and this is Faust's not quite exact explanation. Perhaps these powers will become control in the future to be used as one sees fit. Okay. Beyond Dante's control still checks out. Didn't think that this is how we shared my childhood with everyone. If Wang Zhao was also made in Dungeons & Fathoms alongside the rest of us, he must have seen Hong Lu's past as well. Huh. They're calling it a Dungeon in the Fathoms. That is very interesting. Because that's what they call it whenever it's like a reconstruction like made by the Golden Bow, not what they call it when it's an actual thing itself. That's weird. What do you guys stand around for? Don't you decided to sit here and wait for the whole thing to blow over, is it? Okay, so yeah, he didn't see it, only like the sinners did, which makes sense. But it seems that vision was for our eyes only. Only the people who actually connected to Dante thanks to the chain stuff. Unlike the Hung Lu we know, the younger version of him did not even have a faint trace of that familiar style. His eyes were fixed to the ground in silence, and that was all he did. Indeed. Alright, dungeon time. One more coin! Oh, look at that, we actually have, like, choice. I mean, I gotta go for the event node. I gotta see what that is. Wrath Sloth, Blunt Slash. Interesting. What are these gonna be? I guess we'll see. We're gonna choose our team. Is it gonna be 7 again? I assume so, right? Obviously, we're using Honglu first. We're still using you again. Might not use GH Merso, because I'd really like to use all the high show stuff and whatnot. Right? Get some mileage out of you. All you guys, and then I want to use you two because you guys got like the ego. Okay, it is 7 again. All right, and then we'll just do like this for the backup, right? Kill you off potentially, retreat with you potentially, that sort of stuff. I don't know. Not sure how important the backup stuff is going to be. We'll see. Oh, straight into the fight, huh? Okay, it's just Pekatula. Oh, that is a weird looking background. Very Xenoblade 2. It's like, it looks like they're like kind of like mechanical cocoon type stuff. If you can see there's like a little image of a person, assumably like, are they growing people, or are they doing something to people here? Or I guess I shouldn't say are they, or were they. What is that? Oh, okay. I saw there be a weird button, and I was like, what? No, this is just... They're calling them artifacts and not ego gifts because it's not actually, like, a dungeon, right? It's a little different, so they've got a different button instead. That's cool. I like that. Is it? Oh, just these 4. Okay. Simple enough, then. Shouldn't be too hard. It's still so weird going back to 7 people. Very much not used to 7 people anymore, that's for sure. Try that. I probably should have a Honglu Clash. Honglu doesn't have a unique status effect still. Oh. I was kind of expecting him to have one. I don't know. It felt like it was a reasonable time to introduce it now, but I guess they're going to wait until the real stuff starts happening, you could say. Yeah. Didn't do that much damage, that's fine. We kill most of them, right? It's just the Pride ones left, and they should be easy enough to kill. Yeah, it's only 4 enemies when we've got 12 people. They're very dead. Doesn't matter too much what we select, I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah, because our team is fairly, like, slash-oriented, it means that the Gluttony guys died real fast thanks to them being slash weak. Both these guys should die this turn, though. Yeah, Flashing Lure brings you close enough that Hong will finish off. Yeah, cool. 3 coin expend knowledge to very kill. Alright, cool. Do we get story lore now, or not yet? Not yet, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure how they're going to do it if it's more open-ended. I do see the green door there. Yeah, so that's going to be the way we need to go to progress. This is going to be something random. A dilapidated wall blocks our path. There's a device on it with a label that says, pick up your entry cards here. Next to it is a dial of sorts. Looks like they won't let us through so easily. Is anyone particularly good with these devices? I can't seem to figure it out. Interface with the device. Who will interface with the dial? Honglu, I assume? Not necessarily. Does Honglu get, like, an advantage, though? Yeah, he gets a +5 modifier. Definitely not the best odds. Who do we send it with? Do we gamble on the 62% with Gregor? Or do we gamble on... How many do you need? You only need 2 out of 3. I guess this is funny. Cool. Your fields will dial for a bit, then the loud noise of stone grinding and stone, and the device activates. Authorization granted. Printing entry authorization card. Is it like, what do they call it? Like clock in, clock out, that sort of thing? Warren entry card. New path opened up in the map. Okay, cool. Burn a better entry card. Maybe it opens up a door somewhere. Okay, so we don't need to go that way. There's a... Is that not a line down there? I guess we can... We don't need to do this fight, right? We could if we needed to, but there's no reason to take more fights than need be. A certain rumor. We can go back and check the restroom out, right? We traversed down the hallway Honglu found, walking in awkward, depressed silence. Until Wang Zhao broke it. I've been meaning to ask, are the rumors true? What rumors? Rumors that Zhao Zichun lost her Haisho pack. Okay, so she had a Haisho. Is Snake's the one she had? Hey, who knows? Tell me something valuable, and I might just hand over another coin. I don't know if any of us know, right? I don't think Honglu's had the chance to be told that sort of info, but I don't know. Unfortunately, I lost touch with Zichun after we arrived at Hongyuan. So I don't know any details myself. Alright. Okay, I guess we'll see in due time. We do know that Wei was a former part of a Haisho branch, and something sketchy about Wei is the fact you never see his right arm. His right arm was like behind his back or something, like hidden away in his robe or whatever it was. So I could see him being like C branch. But at the same time, if he was former C branch, it'd be weird if he was working like alongside the actual C branch, so I don't even know. We'll see in due time though, right? As you know, losing your Haisho pack is a bigger loss than losing a limb. If the rumors are true, then she must be having a pretty hard time out here. I really don't know what's gonna happen to Zichun. I think chances are she's either gonna live or she's gonna die, but die in like a really messed up, like ego corrosion-esque way where we need to kill her, right? I don't know. It could be something like Jia Chu just straight up like kills her, or like Jia Wan just straight up kills her, but I feel like it wouldn't be that simple. Jia Zichun. I wonder if she's doing okay. She'll be okay like always. She's a plucky one after all. Somehow Honglu ended up comforting Sinclair. As we continued down the hallway chatting, we eventually found ourselves before a shut gate. Let's head inside. Okay, just a short little cutscene there before we get to some sort of fight. Some sort of major fight, right? That's what the red thing means. Preparation room. Is this a down path? No. It's just a random... Is there any other random lines like that? I'm so sketchy of that. But maybe it doesn't mean anything. We'll just move on. Why is it doing the final boss, like, warning now of all times? I guess they're just gonna do it a bunch of times. Okay, I don't know. Why is it showing us these guys when we've never seen the Shi family stuff before? Are we fighting Shi Yihua? I assume so. He is a very fitting choice for us to kind of kill off early. This place looks like a laboratory. There's nothing left. Not even a faint blood fragrance. It's been over 10 years at least, right? It's been probably like over 15 years at this point, based on what info we have about like the ruin of Limbus Gap and the like. We don't even know like the gap between the start of LobCorp itself and when like the outskirts facility was raided. I sense a scurrying rat. Oh? A rat! Who are you talking to before you insult them? Who are you? You are not Shi Yihua, you're a different Shi guy. We're a different candidate's clan. Hi, I'm Bayu of the Jia family. Honglu extended a placid greeting. I thought you had 12 companions, Jia Bayu. So what's this Wayne guy doing here? You've already made an alliance. A thing like you. Aha, but we're not allies. Doesn't seem like he's buying it. Doubt he ever will. So who is he, Honglu? He's I'm pretty sure he's from the Shi family. So he must be There's an awkward silence. Even Hong Liu doesn't know this guy's squashed. Ahem. Come on, man. Hua. Shi Hua. Not to be confused with Yi Hua. Okay, sure. Thanks for help. So he's Shi Hua something. Oh, it's Hua something. Okay. Good, you're getting there. You're getting warmer. Now let's... What the hell are you guys doing? A fair question. Forget it. Who cares? If every candidate indeed has the same number of coins, I should prioritize finding weaker candidates like you to steal from. You're one to talk, Mr. Fodder enemy, right? It's beyond me where you even got the guts to throw your hat into the ring for the family hierarchy war out of nowhere. This guy feels like a fitting, like, no one character for us to, like, take all the coins of, and then he gets, like... Do you know, like, what is it? I think it's the... What am I thinking of? It's like the... Skin Prophecy kill animation or something on your nuggets where they just kind of get, like, grabbed by, like, weird tendrils and pulled underground. Like, we're gonna take all his, tokens and then that's just gonna happen to him. Last I heard, you were roaming the city like some unemployed lout after spending years holed up in Daguanyuan. So what brings you here, huh? Had enough of the city tour? Luckily, I never had a moment of boredom. I found so many marvelous and interesting things out there. Like, do you know there are people out there asleep in roofless rooms? Oh. Think you're funny. I swear I'm gonna eliminate you here. You sure know how to make friends, young Master Bayou. He sure does. That's for sure. Okay. She was something. Rebel candidate, yeah, do more than rupture. Yeah, generic rupture. Oh, he's got some charge too. He's charge rupture. She family charge circuitry. At high charge, you gain defense level down, though. Why does he have so many passes for nothing here? When he loses all HP means the encounter ends. Okay, so we can just kill him. Oh, it's actually focused. I was not expecting it to be focused. So we could just straight up, like, rupture, like, Shi-Hua something to death. And that would work. There's not more in the back. What do these guys do in the meantime? It's charge rupture, yeah. A solid bit of rupture count on these random attacks. I mean, I guess it's neutral, but not really that solid, but... Do more damage to the Hong Lu, yeah. More damage than rupture on target. Gain charge. Flash power up. Yeah. I do like their, you know, clothes. It's very generic, but, you know, the all-red suit is interesting, right? What's it saying? I need to, like, click on this, right? Yeah. There we go. Okay. Cool. We could, like... I was gonna consider doing something funny. Oh, that doesn't work. Who deals with that, then? Can you... Oh, that doesn't... Not high enough speed. Who's got a good thing to deal with this? Could we, like, reversal kick just to take less damage? I'd rather just destroy it outright, though. Can, Ishmael deal with it? Neutral? I think I'll go with that, yeah. Seems decent. Want to get your sanity up. Is that... Oh, that's just a normal counter. I was expecting that to be a power counter. Sure thing, then. You clash that guy. You clash that guy. Where are you going unopposed? Shh. Don't know why I actually, like, selected that. We can go for that guy, then it's just back right, who'll be either neutral or be neutral. I mean, we kind of want to get this going for them, don't we, though? Yeah, it's combat start, so we don't even need to... Yeah, we can just do it like this. Okay, that works then. Just get their funny status effects going. We actually should have done that for Otis, too. I kind of completely forgot Otis also needed to get her Strider Mao off. Because I know Ryoshu's getting her skill 3 off, so she's getting Strider Mao with that. That guy's already half HP. Does Shi-Hua have something that actually, like, summons more enemies? He might. I don't know. This doesn't feel like a super complicated fight, so I'm not expecting anything that major. Nice 8 damage. 3 of that was Rupture. Maybe, like, 4 of it, actually. You might have inflicted reveal with the first coin. Whatever. Either ways, it doesn't do much of anything to Ishmael. I could have Ishmael use her power guard if I wanted to get that going. Not a bad play. Bit tragic, but Dawn's also decently tanky. Not too big of a worry. Yeah, you don't have your Strider Mount, and you're not even getting your skill 3 anytime soon. Okay, you can just pop, like... Oh, Hydro Mutations doesn't actually win any of these. We need to actually use it to get Strider Mao up, though. So do we... Oh, it beats this. Yeah, sure, we'll do that then. Why do you have so much going on with this? Clash Waves deal less damage, deal less skill, get on Stagger. Okay, yeah, it's like that. Simple enough then. You've only got 4 skills. No observation log too. Kinda weak, that's for sure. We got Gamble, Serpent Shear. It might not go well, but like, we'll probably win those, right? Probably. And then otherwise we just win a bunch of clashes, do a bunch of damage, all that fun stuff. I'd like you to get more sanity too, but not the easiest thing to do. Is it the actual correct numbers? Looks correct enough, yeah. 10, 2 from that, 1 from that, yeah. We could just do some damage or something then. We could just go for a neutral, that's fine. Not the best odds in the world, but it'll work. Actually, let's just have you deal with that one, and have you just take one of these other random garbage attacks. Like, yeah, you'll take some solid damage from that, but... Oh, well, right? We'll be fine. That works. Okay, you actually got a tie there. That's decent. Slash resist, so that's nice. Okay, Serpent Shear Puncturing did not work that well. Tragic. It's not that big of a shocker, though. Nice sanity. I don't think we kill bottom left just because we're darn. We're going for some fairly weak stuff. Actually, no, this does decent damage. Does it do enough, though? Not quite. Okay, heads there might have killed. No matter, though. It's better off to not kill them. Is that your final attack? It is. Okay, so you don't have any ways of summoning more guys. Alright. Let's just try and win some clashes, then. You gotta win a clash sooner or later. Neutral that, sure. Neutral that, sure. We need to do something about you. Perfect and kill. Oh, that's not the strong attack. Oh, I was expecting him to go for the strong attack there. He's not. Well, that's fine. Do a bunch of damage to these guys just for fun. Yeah, that guy's just straight up dead. Cool. Your sanity is low. Lowered because we killed your friend, I assume. Your sanity also got lowered a little bit from that. You also lose a lot of sanity in clashes, actually. Oh, no, that wasn't a lot. I thought he was down to 0. No, that's an 8. That's still some sanity loss. Hong loses clash, that's fine. Yeah. That's fine. You've got a new passive, or is it just saying... I don't think you would hit in passives. Yeah, no, you didn't. You get more skills when you kill your minions. Okay, so it's actually... So we're supposed to just go all in on you, then. Is basically what that's saying. Sure. We can... Actually, let's just hit you with this and you alone. That's written decent. Neutral, eh. That's fine. Do something like this. Yeah. We're going for some neutrals against Hua something, but that's fine. I like to gamble, right? This fight, we're probably going to heal up to full after this, I'm almost certain. So we can gamble a wee bit. And besides, we're going to do a lot of damage to you here. So that's nice. Yeah, nice damage. Right, most of your damage comes from Rupture. That's fine. It's one of the clashes I'm fine with losing. Prayer gets flacked a bit, but that's fine. We now get Serpent's Mortal Flurry, and because of how I set it up, it's purely going to go for Shihua. Yeah, a lot of damage. We're one-siding you with Honglu's skill too, I think, as well, which is going to do some good damage. And on top of that, you're going to be staggered. You're staggered, so next turn we can just kill you if you survive that long, which you probably will. Because Honglu's Sandy's 12, so he's not guaranteed to roll that well. Yeah. So yeah, we can just go all in on you now. And that'll work. Pretty simple fight. You got some charge stuff going on, but this is supposed to be basically like a normal fight, but focused in counter because it's a dungeon. You've got a bit of shield, so you're tanking a wee bit, but not nearly enough to survive. Cool. And the fight instantly ends like it was saying before. Alright. Now, hand over your entire coin bundle. Cough it up, I know you don't have many. But, if you take all my coins, I'll be eliminated. Do that or we cut off your head, you know? Yes, exactly. Our eliminated candidate's subject to summary execution here. That wasn't a rule. Look, some candidates have finally had some exciting run-ins with one another. As a reminder, the goal of this game is to collect as many coins as possible within the given time limit. Sure, cooperation alliances are all well and good, but when negotiations can go up in smoke, might become a pretty reliable fallback plan. Don't you worry, though. The shadows have hung you on, hiding in the corners of the arena will safely guide any coinless candidate out of the building. Yeah? I doubt it. Oh, by the way, resisting them is kind of a terrible idea. I heard they're faster to act than to talk. So they've got, like, rats or something, probably. Z-branch. They must have placed the high show here. What the hell? Of course, if you lost more than your coins, your life, for example, I suppose the high show will be extorting your corpse out of here instead. Ha ha ha. Okay. So people don't just straight up die, or are they lying? I don't know. You heard her. Would you like to have your corpse escorted out, or would you rather leave on your own accord? Fine. My coins are yours. Take them all. Aha, candidate from the She-Hand is eliminated from the game. What an overwhelmingly dominant display of charisma from the opposing candidate's clan member. If you've been eliminated, please come out to the hallways for your weapons and wait for further instruction. Please note that any eliminated candidates lose all rights and privileges pertaining to the candidate's family hierarchy evaluations and... Oh, I remember now. His name is Shi-Hua-Zhen. We're already up to 7 coins, huh? I also like the fact that if we ever see... if we do end up seeing Shi-Hua-Zhen, in Mirror Dungeon, his name is going to be Shi-Hua something, because they always use the version of, like, names from the fights instead of changing or anything. Like how Mirror Dungeon Barber fight is just question mark, question mark, question mark. That'll be funny. Hey, that's not bad. Let's wrap this up ASAP and get the heck out of this creep house. We are beset in all directions by sorrow and tragedy. Appears to have been a laboratory for an unknown purpose. Definitely seems to be, like, leaning towards the whole, like, Honglu, I guess homunculus is the word, theory. Not homunculus, but, like, lab-grown. Homunculus is kind of different. I'm not sure, though. We still don't know how, like, if there's any sort of, like reproduction method of, like, singularity or something in the city, but it really makes sense for there to be, because how many people die, there needs to be some ways for more people to be born, right? Yuzong's eyes scan over the various machines that are messily strewn about the room. Kong family's laboratory, most likely. Yeah, saw the plaque earlier. Apparently their entire family got completely annihilated after presumably breaking a taboo or something. Going by what Honglu said earlier, and gathering from everything we've heard about the Hong family so far, it sure sounds like they're all dead. It was in the time before the Jia family wielded as much power as it does now. Boy, the Kong family really was something back then. Outputting a constant stream of new, groundbreaking boluses with all kinds of unique qualities can't have been easy. But they somehow managed it back then. Okay, so it was still boluses, but other stuff going on. Here's the Kong family made such an impressive contribution to the city as a whole, even past the boundaries of Hong Yuan itself. The other families had no choice but to watch in awe as it stood like a mountain so far above them. Yes, I heard they delved into various research subjects here. Well, despite all that glory, what awaited them at the end was a tragedy. So there's no record or evidence of any kind left that could tell us what kind of experiments they carried out down here. Nope, it all got purged. Any nuclear experiment has been practically atomized by the claws that came here. Perhaps in search of the novel, they failed to notice the avarice spiraling out of control, a reoccurring development among those whose passion is research. Yeah. Yisong's seen all that before. For a while, people from the high and mighty families of Hong Yuan refused to even look in the general direction of the building. They thought it was heretical, that it would bring them misfortune. I know, like, Chinese, like, customs are, like, tie around, like, the ideas of, like, misfortune a lot, right? A lot of superstition type stuff. I think that's true for a lot of cultures in general, but especially, like, a lot of, like, Eastern cultures tend to have their fair share of, like, superstitions that definitely seem strange if someone didn't grow up with them. Like, what is it? It's like... There's something about colors, like, God, I forget. But that sort of thing definitely makes sense for, them to just straight up, like, avoid stuff like that in fear of misfortune. Of course, I was pretty young then, so this is just what the adults told me. Do you recall the aught from then, Hung Lu? I was also very young, only 10 years old, so my memories aren't very clear. Okay. But I do. I recall. I recall the day when the weight of avarice broke both the heavens above and the earth beneath the Kong family and spoke that. But our existence is as fragile as paper, bound to fade away into nothingness, just as they have. So, I guess that's why we should always be mindful of excess, to empty ourselves that we will not overflow. Hong spoke so calm and clinically about the day when countless lives were lost. Thank you so much again, everyone who is here today for the Kong family and Hong Yuan's eternal prosperity. Some sort of speaker from that time when it was raided. This must be a recording from before the Kong family's complete annihilation. Yeah. So did they have... I guess... Chances are the reason why Honolulu was down here when, like, that entire thing went on, it seems like there might have been some sort of big, like, they were about to unveil some big new, like, bolus-related thing that broke a taboo. They got a bunch of people, like, invited, so there's a lot of people here, a lot of prominent people such as, you know, Honolulu and, like, Jamu and stuff like that. And, of course, Head comes in, sweeps through it, clears out any trace of it, that sort of thing. Let this experiment be a resounding success for us, so that everyone in Hong Yuan will be a step closer to achieving immortal life. Let's begin the experiment. Do know that our success is... Do know that success is a guarantee, so we'd like all research personnel to put their best into every project. And here's the laboratory at its full. We can see... Yeah, there's gene symbol going on there, people being grown or modified, I suppose. I mean, does this tie into the amno-worms, whatever they were called? Where people are turned into worms so their memories can be passed on? Because that was briefly mentioned in Haisho Oda Subtai, and we don't know how that actually relates to anything else here. Could be that. Do you see now? It was not a matter of form, but rather process. The order of formation that diminished the efficacy of your previous bolus. Let me demonstrate by example. Directly mixing two diametrically opposed ingredients, soft safflower, which carries an element of fire, with fleece flour, which carries an element of water, will cause a repelling reaction. What does the Kong family do in such a case? Use white peony or gold in between the addition of either ingredient so that they may coexist. Kong Yojin. Yes, a rudimentary application of bolus production methodology. However, one thing we must know is that the law followed by ingredients is not defined solely by the 5 phases and 8 trigrams. The 5 phases are calculated. Ingredients are imbued by the succeeding cycle, judged by both the heavenly stems and the earthly branches, all exhibit different element effects. This seems very, like, alchemy-esque, right? Like, basing on, like, the elements, like fire, earth, water, air type stuff. There's a lot to it, though. 5 phases, 8 trigrams. I'm not fully sure. Definitely some references to some sort of, like, archaic, science, right? Something like that, you could say. Another aspect of the art is to consider that space-time itself is a variable that modifies the laws by which yin and yang operate. Thus, even if the same recipe were to fall to the letter, the hour, the minute, and the second during which bowls combine affects its quality and characteristics. So that's why following the same recipe, family recipes could yield boluses of varying effects. Kong Sihui. Sihui. You must also remain wary where one stores the boluses once they're completed, and when to remove them from shade. Do you mind that a wise forger boluses always remains acutely aware of the harmony and discord that exists between ingredients? Yeah, very philosophically. You certainly have an exceptionally high degree of expertise when it comes to boluses. I cannot help but always depend on you, so you're the only person who ever come up with such innovative ways to forge these boluses. You've managed to untangle the side effect in a matter of moments. When we've struggled with it for months, we cannot help but feel a tinge of shame before your skill. Consider this boon good karma for your vast and profound generosity. It is all thanks to your wisdom and acumen, Venerable Jamu. It is interesting how, like, Jamu was, like, spared from this entire bit. Was Jamu just not there at the time? Beyond, like, the realms of the target? I don't know. Unrelated to the Kong family, potentially was spared for that reason? We'll see, I guess. I'm very intrigued. You deserve every reverence and admiration to come this far, armed with nothing but your skill and wit. And as they admire your achievements, they'll find hope as well. Of course. No one could have possibly foreseen that the Kainichi family would produce the next hierarch, after all, especially someone without a proper clan. Oh, that's not what I intended to convey, Venerable Jamu. If I had offended you by any chance. Worry not, for you've spoken true. Does this mean... Was Jamu originally Shimu and married into the Jaw family? Is that what it's saying? It still says she's Hierarch of Hongyuan. This isn't like before she was Hierarch or anything. I guess it's something like that. And it was all things calling for the generosity that I could rise. Yeah, okay. I knew better than anyone that you could have easily eliminated me before I had the chance to ascend to the seat of the family Hierarch. And you would have done so, and you wished to further solidify the Kong family's position here. In fact, our hearts were truly stirred by the most unexpected outcome of the family Hierarch War. This makes it sound like it was somewhat recent. I don't know, though. Has Jamu only been the Hierarch for, like, little before this? This is assumably right shortly before the lab was raided? I don't know, it's hard to piece a timeline still. Just because of the weirdness of the gap between Ruina and Limbus just kind of ruins any ability to, like, get, like, a solid time frame. There's always going to be that, like, 5-year variance depending on just how long it's been. You clutched victory with nothing but wisdom when all odds were against you. Not to mention that we are greatly appreciative of all the assistance you have so graciously provided us. Save your compliments, please. I am only honored that you saw any use for my insignificant tricks. After all, our collective pursuit is to prolong the eternal prosperity of Hongyuan, is it not? Grandma, are you making new boluses again? Indeed, little Bayou. There is karma to be repaid. And do I have to keep coming here with you, Grandma? Yes. This beautiful scenery will not be complete without you as its witness. Oh, looking more at the background here, you can see there's like, it's like a stencil of a person kind of being put into that. Huh. That's weird. It's like whenever you get like a really like fancy Lego piece and you gotta like break it out of the little stencil thing before you use it, but just because it's been like printed weirdly. You frequent this place with regularity, Honglu. Yes. Grandmother often brought me here to play, hand in hand. Oh, are you guys done collectively spacing out? I've been thinking while you guys were gone. Another group hallucination. And I've come up with something quite interesting. So since the result of the second round is decided only when the time's up, I'm sure there are candidates out there coming up with strategies like collect a moderate amount of coins, find a nice hidden corner lie low, wait until everything blows over, and then we might just walk away with a decent rank. Know what I mean? Yeah, definitely seems like a solid option. There are many points of failure to that plan, but it would indeed be an appropriate strategy for candidates who are not so confident about their odds in open combat. I think cornering yourself up is opening you to be, targeted even harder, though. Your back's up against the wall if you do get found. Could go poorly. There's also the fact we don't know if there is other third parties, like, in the building, right? We fought some Pekatule, right? So it's very possible we get more Abnos and stuff like that just show up around here. Right? But here's the thing. Wouldn't it make such a boring show if the candidates are just hiding and doing nothing for the majority of the game? I mean, they even made this show of gathering an audience for this song and dance. Yeah, they'll introduce special, I guess, modifiers, you can say, in order to make sure things are being entertaining enough. There must be... I sense a very subtle vibration the moment we walk to the lab into the hallways. It's shifting. Oh, of course. I don't know why that didn't occur to me. Yeah, this is Hongyuan after all, where, you know, the buildings are known to shift around and whatnot. It just makes perfect sense for the actual Old Age Corp to also shift around. This time, not for the sake of redistributing space, but instead for making it more entertaining for the witnesses. Wang Zhao must have felt it too. He stopped in his track and looked around. Hold on. Do you guys hear that? Well, look at this where a brief fellowship comes to an end. That was a short but sweet exchange, Jia Baiyu. But I don't think you're the one who should hold the most coins. Yeah. I think that's a very fair assessment. He hasn't done anything to show that he's worthy of it with his whole, you know, not making any decisions thingy. What? Once the game ends, I hope we'll all find what we came here for. We weren't planning on sticking with him through the entire round, but... Yeah, it's a bit sudden, huh? I guess it's better than a full-on betrayal. Okay. So he's not sticking around this entire time. We're going our separate ways just like that? There's no time to spare worrying about him. Attention! Full speed sprint towards the 3 o'clock direction! Go, go, go! Huh? What? Oh, at least tell us what's going on. Eyes forward, the walls are rising from the floor. That's when the host cheerful voice began booming out of speakers, excitedly explaining the situation. Let's keep things interesting with a new rule! And this one's for you, dear viewers, supposed to be bored out of your minds about save the candidates were playing things. Starting now, we're going to start closing off rooms and corralling our candidates every set interval, shrinking the arena. Oh, it's like the Fortnite storm, of course. Of course. If you somehow end up trapped in a room, and if you fail to make it into the shrinking arena, well, that's an elimination, of course. Of course. Aha, looks like it's real chaotic out there. Now, let's try not to push your luck and get yourselves stuck between walls, okay? Maybe one hell of a cleanup job to scrape and scrub your bits off the walls. Better get moving. We've been screaming full speed to where the walls were starting to rise from the floor, the host's naively chipper tone taunting us the whole time. Oof, there's something you didn't make it. You were so close, too. And, ouch, I spy a candidate who's been separated from a clan in the chaos. Whoa, try not to lose your coins in the chaos. Really? They're doing that to Zichan? They're really making it so Zichan's being separated from, like, the 3 people she is remaining in her clan? I assume so. It says her, so... Either that or, like... I don't know. First place has 15 coins already, huh? How has someone managed to get to 15 coins already? They've already killed or taken out 4 other candidates. Jiachu is at 12, makes sense. Someone at 13. Interesting how it's telling us about Jiachu being here, but not telling us what the other ones are. Maybe it's just supposed to be no ones, right? It's people we don't know yet, so it's not telling us. I could see something like that. We're at 7 coins now, that's nice. I do think that will be where we end the first episode. We have fought the first boss in a sense, I suppose. Definitely a little bit of a simple boss, a little bit of a tutorial to show how some of the coin stuff works and how the elimination works. And he's supposedly been safely escorted out, but I don't know, I just can't help but doubt that to some degree. But anyways, that'll be all for this time. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!